And then we can, I mean, obviously, if you want to add some more of your own prize money to the prize pool, that's awesome as well. It does go straight to the players. Gumiho will receive a split, and the winner of this game will receive a split as well, of course. So if you want to support these Korean Terrans, you can add your money yourself, but again, we don't have to push it as hard once we have used up those coupons. So get those used up, and we are all good. Alright, with that then, let's jump into this TvT second semi-final of the day here in the WardiTV Weekly number 4. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to bring you the games so far today. We have got our best of 5 final coming right on up after this as well. So it's going to be a good day of StarCraft 2 for us all as we set up. Let's do this. Let's introduce to the top left-hand side of the map the blue Terran player. Has not been looking as hot as he has, so hot lately as he has in previous months. Let's see how he's going to do today. Our blue Terran, it is ByuN. And his opponent down to the bottom right is going to be the red Terran player, jjakji. Both of them open with the Reaper into factory, double gas, and so aggressive openings from both players as they will not expand straight away here. Not immediately, at least. Now again, guys, if you're tuning in and you haven't already hit that follow button on the stream, that would be an awesome thing for you guys to do as well. We had a crazy number of followers over the last few days due to IEM qualifiers, so we're heading towards 16,000 followers on the channel, which is just insane. We also hit 2.5 million channel views on the channel just the other day as well, which is also pretty insane. So thank you so much everyone who's continued to tune into our content over the past few years. It has been incredible. And again, the rate at which the channel is growing is just kind of crazy in general. So thank you so much. Appreciate all you guys supporting, watching, and all the rest as well. You guys are awesome. Anyways, we do see the Reaper harassment early, or the Reaper engagement early. It doesn't really go the way of one player nor the other. Just pretty much just backing away instantly. As we do see 2 Reapers here now from jjakji. ByuN has to back away. I mean, he is on his opponent's side of the map, so he can't be too surprised by this. And he just started to pull back up towards the top side. Another Reaper out for him, and a Hellion. So he's opting for Reaper Hellion here, going in towards what looks to be probably a Cloak Banshee. Whereas we'll see the Reaper Cyclone from jjakji, which has been the more common way to play as of late. And then going in towards a Viking, but probably in towards a Cloak Banshee of his own very soon. Unless he has other plans. He's actually going to use a lot of gas right now to build a second Cyclone. So an interesting setup here, as we do see those 2 Reapers in the Cyclone just going to sit out the front and, again, look to see where they might be able to get up to, or where they might be able to go over the next couple of moments. So, yeah, just Reaper kind of sitting at the front here. I mean, ByuN, neither player really been too aggressive. We're going to see the expansion coming down. ByuN's will just be that slight little bit faster, but not really by much at all. Doesn't really make too much of a difference as the Banshee will come out and, well, let's see how much damage can be done here. Obviously, both players are setting up to try and deal some damage early on. But because of that, they're both in a position where, you know, neither player really has to deal damage. But of course, if they can deal damage, it'll put them into a lead as, well, 2 Reapers, a Cyclone, and a landed Viking now as well. Another Cyclone coming across. It's a lot of units early on here for jjakji, but he's going to run right on into a Riddle Mine on the Cyclone as well. So that's a lot of damage taken already. I think ByuN might just have to cancel this natural expansion. I don't see him having enough units here to really fight against this. A little bit back and forth. He'll bring forwards a couple of Marines as well. It's the second Cyclone that just does so much to this. He's actually going to pull his Banshee back, but to what avail? I mean, he's going to come in with his Banshee and, well, yeah, and what? I mean, you're going to have to cloak up now, and he will chase down the Cyclone, so I guess he'll take down a lot of units. He'll get out of scan range as well, and he'll be able to head down towards the south side of the map still, but there's a Raven on the way. So jjakji going to force the cancel, does have his own CC about to finish. So he does take a bit of a lead in that regard. Now, next question becomes, was it worthwhile? Because he did lose a little bit of army, and that does mean there's the potential here that, you know, ByuN maybe has an opening to do a bit more damage himself at this point because he killed so many units in these early stages. Marines coming in, and we will see ByuN just getting rid of that Marine, and he will get an SCV on the low ground too, and he will now lose that Banshee. The Raven, again, really useful. Great utility at this point in the game, as we're going to be seeing ByuN is making another Banshee. Actually saw jjakji started up his own cloak and started to think about going Banshees himself. Decides not to now. Instead just starts up the Stim Pack, has the +1 upgrade coming in behind the mineral line on the engineering bay as well. So just sets up into that as you see a couple of SCVs repairing this Viking up. That's going to be done in a moment. And these few Marines, the Hellion and the Raven, they still collect together on this left-hand watchtower. As this Reaper coming forwards will get taken down by these few units which are just sat here waiting. And again, Viking and a Raven to the left-hand side. Just waiting to see what's up and what they can maybe get up to in the next couple of moments as well. I mean, again, ByuN has killed a lot of units early, and I think that's why he's going for this bit more of an aggressive push forwards right now. Again, he doesn't have any upgrades started, so he does trail in quite a lot of ways, but he's definitely ahead in one way, and that is the just straight up army supply. So pushing forwards right now is definitely a good opportunity to get damage done. Next siege tank here from jjakji isn't done just yet. He actually cancels the bunker. Oh no, the Viking Raven pulled out of position as well by this Banshee, and that's going to be very frustrating, as now it allows ByuN to take position at the front. Auto turrets come down. Do they reach the siege tank? It looks like as though one of them does. They'll get rid of this tank pretty quickly, as now the auto turrets of his opponent come into play. But ByuN will maintain a lot here because his tank is so far back, and this counterattack is exactly what ByuN was aiming for. And again, he took down a lot of units early on, and that is working out brilliantly for him so far. As we see this command center going to be forced to lift, is going to be pushed away. And this really is ByuN in a great position. I mean, again, he's forcing the CC away, and now he's killed workers as well, so he's in a worker lead. He's completely turning this around, and yes, there's going to be a much faster stim pack, a much faster +1 from jjakji. I actually quite like the idea of him dropping up here a little bit, and in fact, even getting a medevac across the map with some stim marines, you get a lot of damage done. I actually think he's just aiming to kind of come in from two angles and engage into this here. +1 will finish, an auto turret comes down to protect those. We're going to be seeing an auto turret in response as well. And you'll see the Widow Mine gets a lot of damage done there. In fact, that Widow Mine is key to this, because look at the damage he does to those marines. And that will just help ByuN to trade even better here towards the end. Yes, the +1 upgrade is in play, and yes, jjakji can do a lot because of that. He'll lift up into this medevac, he'll boost forwards, and he will pick off these last few marines who try to retreat. But overall, I mean, ByuN just has so much more ready to go. Once again, more marines, another siege tank. His Raven's still alive, and that is a big difference too, because the Raven and the Viking got targeted down in that small skirmish towards the front just then also. And as all of these units then from ByuN are going to keep on pushing forwards. Has to be a little bit careful, no stim, etc. As this tank actually sieges, no energy on the Raven to drop a turret, otherwise he might have gone for that fight. Probably best to back away though. Again, he's definitely far behind on the upgrades. And that is jjakji's potential way back into this game, either through harassment or just through kind of taking a straight up fight because of his upgrade lead. But I'm not sure, even with stim and +1 and combat shields in his favor, if it would be enough to kind of make up for kind of a 20-ish army supply deficit in the current situation, just because siege tanks kind of do such a good job that an army supply doesn't mean as much in TvT as it might in other matchups, because attacking into sieged up tanks can be very difficult. If ByuN's on the map like this, then maybe. But I don't think so. I mean, we got stim and +1 is not far away at all from ByuN now either, so his own upgrades are going to be finishing very soon. The third CC is going to be starting up in position as well, so ByuN starts to set this up as well. As you see more marines, tanks, and a medevac up the left-hand side. jjakji continuing to look to harass here in the next few moments, as we do see the, again, units from ByuN just looking to see where he can go, setting on up, and again, a few SCVs just going down, and Raven dropping an auto turret. Another 5 workers killed. jjakji falling even further behind. Just delay the third CC, and he does have a big drop into the main, but, well, there's marines over here, there's a tank already sieging, and yes, ByuN maybe down a combat shield upgrade or so, but he's got plenty. He'll put some SCVs in as well, just in case, and just to make sure he cleans this up efficiently. As again, I mean, losing 10, 11 workers for now to make sure he can push this attack away is, again, more than fine. And he's medevacs boost back, and again, doubling the army supply. ByuN now sees this as an opportunity to move out onto the map. This army cleaned up means he has no worry about anything being on the map other than, you know, his own units. And so off he goes, just this entire army down through the south side, and yeah, I mean, what's jjakji meant to do? He's just too far behind. It was very well played by ByuN, and I mean, we actually cast ByuN. The first time we started casting ByuN a lot was in the Doyu Star Masters last year, and those events were dominated by ByuN, Alive, Gomiho, etc. And it was really a lot of TvT, because that was kind of the players who were playing a lot of those cups at that point. And so we saw kind of ByuN really was just dominant in the matchup and always seemed to have an answer no matter how the game went, no matter what happened. ByuN was the player who had an answer to everything that was happening. You know, he knew what to do in this situation and that situation. And this game really reminds me of that sort of ByuN, because this really is ByuN just saying, well, you know, I see you kind of taking a lead, but I know what to do against what you're, you know, against your advantage. I know what to do to take that back into my favor. He had such a great understanding of the TvT matchup, and it looks very similar right now. Because again, he just, like, this game, he just knew exactly what he had to do throughout the game, and yeah, I mean, he did what he had to do to take the lead back after falling behind early to that initial attack which cancelled his CC, you know? And we've seen these tanks just end up somewhat defensively. I mean, spreading out a little bit. There's more marines coming in. Combat shields finishing shortly. That might be what it takes for ByuN to be able to push into this position. Of course, at the same time, ByuN's third CC will finally finish up here. It's taken a while, but will eventually get there. You see these medevacs just going to load up and maybe another drop in towards the main, but marines and a couple of Vikings should be able to deflect this somewhat easily, so don't think this is going to do a lot. And in fact, that medevac is just going to die. Had already used his boost, so only one Marine gets out. I mean, that's at least something going the way of jjakji here. He needs something. I mean, otherwise he's going to get a little bit sad about how nothing seems to be working. But ByuN's just playing this slowly, playing this safely, and I mean, at some point jjakji has to try and push on out because he's just sat on 2 bases, and again, he doesn't really hold any advantages at this point. So he's got to try and do something. He's going to drop some Marines out here, and I guess he'll push up the right-hand side and just try and kind of hit, you know, maybe the 3rd base of ByuN, and, you know, maybe we can kill that and do some more damage as well. Maybe that's a way for him to get a bit more done overall in this game. But it's kind of, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. We're going to see a couple of Vikings. The Liberator actually comes out too, and with air control, it will actually force ByuN to unsiege and to kind of pull backwards. But now the Marines will push forwards, picking off a Viking. And ByuN's very quick to respond and take the fight of his own here, as well, jjakji at least will push out and kind of start controlling his own natural again. Pushes out of this containment, something that's very good to do with these Liberators nowadays, that there's no tank vacs in play. And so here we go, these Marines up into the 3rd base. You know, ByuN just sent his reinforcements across the map, so this double drop is going to get quite a lot done. A lot of SCVs will fall instantly. This 3rd CC will be targeted down. I mean, these are the moves that jjakji needs to make to get back into this. 3rd orbital is definitely going to die here. I mean, jjakji will stim into it once again. And ByuN, well, is he just going to initiate a base trade? Because jjakji's army is in the middle of the map. It looks as though we're going to base trade this out. ByuN's at the advantage, though, because he immediately has a larger army supply. He's going to kill his opponent's natural command center a bit faster, and he's going to get on top of his opponent's production so much faster, too. There's nothing at home for jjakji, whereas ByuN does actually have a decent amount of units to try and slow this down. And that's a pretty big deal, as we're going to be seeing SCVs just pulling in, trying to help the fight. I mean, again, he won't clean out everything, but he'll clean out enough to slow it down. And again, he just has more to work with in this base trade. He also has the Vikings still alive as well. Obviously, that means that it won't be a draw. He can keep those alive. And that's going to be GG again. jjakji loses too much trying to attack. Always appreciate the 2nd month, because that 2nd month, you know, 2 months is that, you know, when you start committing, right? It's like, okay, you know, you do 1 month, you can, you know, unsub straight away and not renew it. 2 months is when you know you've got someone hooked. You know, you got them on the line. You keep reeling them in. No, I'm joking. Nah. Thank you very much for the 2 months. Do appreciate, Fatty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, top left-hand side, the blue Terran player is going to be ByuN. He is up by 1 in this best of 3 semi-final here. And his opponent to the bottom right-hand side will be the red Terran player. It is jjakji. Okay then, so game number 2 of this best of 3, and once again both players opening with the early gas into the barracks. And actually no, sorry, ByuN is going to go Rax gas, but still a very fast 2nd gas anyways, so send up into this and seeing what will happen. Wardy, do you give replays to subscribers? Asks Spencer. Yes. So I can't give away the IEM replays that we've been casting the last few days, but the replays from today's games will go out in the replay pack. In fact, today is replay pack day, so anything you've seen on the stream for the past month outside of IEM qualifiers will be available in the replay pack, which goes out today to subs. So if you've been enjoying the games, you want to get some replays, put it this way, our last replay pack had over 400 replays in of Snoot, Innovation, Zest, Stats, Hero, Classic, Gumiho, ByuN, you know, all of these players. So that's what we're going to be giving out today, pretty much more of the same. Now, again, we won't have the IEM qualifiers in there. We're not allowed to give those replays away, but we'll have the WardiTV Weekly replays, which includes ByuN versus Zest. I mean, Zest has played in these stats, Solar a lot of times, Gumiho again, all of today's replays too. So it's a great day to subscribe if you're into replays, because you will get that replay pack right away. Wardy, you say again, ... statement a lot, but I haven't actually previously stated that. I know, it's one of those things that I'm working on. Always a lot to work on when you cast, and I think it's one of the great things that makes it such an enthralling thing to do day in and day out, because you can always get better. I think you can always improve your way of speaking and start to continue to eliminate kind of further things that you've said in the past, and just, you know, just further improve kind of your way of speech. And there's always something I'm looking to work on. I mean, there's definitely things I do badly. I also have a real tendency to kind of say things twice. So I'll say something like, for example, oh look, he's going into a starport and he's got a protect lab build, and then I'll go over here and be like something, and don't forget he's got, you know, something like that. No, that's not a good example. I usually say it like twice in a row, so I'm like, and here we go, he's got the 2 Reapers, and they'll allow him to harass, and so now here he goes to harass with the 2 Reapers, you know, it's like, I'll say things twice a lot. But, yeah, setting it up and getting ready to go. Man, Wardy, what does 19 months mean if 2 months is like reeling them in? Well, 19 months means I've already got you kind of fully hooked, right? Like 2 months is that commitment though to starting to really kind of resub. It's more than just the first $5. It's again and again. As ooh, Widowmine shot is good here initially to defend for ByuN. That'll push jjakji all the way back for now. Yeah, I mean I appreciate every resub, and obviously those super long resubs do mean a lot as well. It's I think, but the 2-month resub is also great because it's you get them hooked and then like, oh god, 1 more month I get an updated sub badge because of my 3 months, and then they just don't know where to go anymore. Like, where do you even go from there? You just don't. You just don't. You just got to keep resubbing. That's where the addiction begins. Just joking. Anyways, let's see what's gonna happen. And we're actually going to be seeing this a little bit of a drop here from ByuN. Sorry, I got caught up talking about other things. There's a Widowmine drop from ByuN as the setup here, and I mean, ByuN's just going to do so much damage. Is he really just going to end this game with us not really having talked about it at all? Please, no. I mean, the build order choices here is kind of just ByuN kind of doing what is a fairly common build order. With Cyclone follow-up as well, he's going to come to the front. He will take this fight. Cyclone takes so much damage for jjakji. I mean, this is just a disaster for him. He doesn't have any units to defend with. ByuN is just going to win this game. Oh god, what a disaster. jjakji is just being picked apart right now. ByuN steps back away from these SCVs, a couple more Marines in the back. Cyclone's taking a lot of damage, but is still just about alive here from ByuN, and it's just going to be GG. There's no way you can truly defend against this. And that's going to be GG, and ByuN takes game 2.